Rainbow Bridge. Once upon a time, in a cozy little house with a big green garden, lived a fluffy, bouncy Pomeranian Spitz named Leo. Leo loved adventures more than anything. One sunny afternoon, after a gentle rain shower, his best friend Lily pointed to the sky. "Look, Leo," she giggled, "a rainbow just for you." Leo's little tail wagged so fast it looked like a fluffy pinwheel. A magnificent rainbow stretched across the sky, its colors brighter than any paint box. "Wow!" barked Leo, which sounded like, "Let's go!" To Lily. He wiggled out of her arms and zipped across the wet grass, his paws making tiny splashing sounds. He ran and ran, faster than ever before, his fluffy fur bouncing with every step. The rainbow seemed to get closer and closer, its colors glowing like magic. It wasn't just in the sky anymore. It looked like it was touching the ground right at the edge of his garden, just behind the big oak tree. And there it was. Not just the end of the rainbow, but the beginning of a bridge. A solid, shimmering bridge, made of pure color, arching up into the clouds. Leo put one hesitant paw on the red stripe. It felt warm and solid, like a sunbeam you could actually walk on. He took a deep breath and trotted on. The first part of the bridge was a brilliant, fiery red. As Leo walked, the world around him transformed. He found himself in a field of the reddest poppies and roses he had ever seen. But these weren't ordinary flowers. They were swaying and twirling as if they were dancing to a silent, happy song. A little rose, whose petals were drooping sadly, sat all by itself in a corner. Leo noticed it and trotted over. He gently nudged one of its leaves with his soft nose, giving it a friendly little lick. He wanted the little rose to feel included in the happy dance with all the other flowers. Suddenly, the little rose perked up. Its petals unfurled, and it began to glow with a brilliant light. As it joined the dance, the entire red world around Leo shone even brighter, pulsating with warmth and happiness. Leo realized his small act of kindness had made the colors stronger and more beautiful. Next, Leo trotted onto the orange stripe. The world shifted into a land filled with bouncy, cheerful orange groves. The air smelled sweet like citrus, and the trees were heavy with glowing oranges. Little squirrels with bushy tails chattered happily, juggling the bright fruits and tossing them back and forth in a playful game. One little squirrel was struggling, trying to carry an orange that was almost as big as it was. It kept stumbling and dropping the fruit. Leo saw this and ran over. He used his nose to help the squirrel roll the giant orange up a small hill to its cozy nest inside a tree trunk. The little squirrel chattered a happy "Thank you!" And as it did, all the oranges in the grove began to glow with a warm, friendly light. The whole orange world seemed to buzz with a cheerful energy, brighter than before. Leo smiled, his heart feeling as warm as the orange light all around him. Then came the yellow stripe, which led to a world buzzing with activity. Leo found himself in a meadow of sunny yellow dandelions. Thousands of busy, fuzzy bumblebees were flying from flower to flower, but they looked frantic and disorganized, bumping into each other in a confused jumble. Their buzzing sounded worried. Leo noticed that the wind was blowing the dandelion fluff everywhere, creating a confusing storm of seeds that made it hard for the bees to see. Thinking quickly, Leo stood in a spot that blocked the wind, using his own fluffy body as a shield to create a calm space for the bees to work. The bees immediately organized themselves, forming neat lines to collect nectar. Their worried buzzing turned into a happy hum. As they worked together, the yellow dandelions began to shine like little suns, filling the air with a brilliant golden light. Leo felt a buzz of happiness himself, seeing how his help had made a difference. Leo pranced onto the green stripe and landed on a soft, mossy lily pad in the middle of a pond. This world was filled with the sound of music. Little green frogs with big, friendly eyes sat on lily pads, each one holding a tiny banjo or a fiddle, but they were all playing different tunes. The music was a jumbled mess. Leo tilted his head. He barked a steady woof, 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 creating a simple, easy rhythm. One frog with a banjo heard him and started to strum along. Then another with a fiddle joined in, following Leo's beat. They needed a leader to help them play together. Soon, all the frogs were playing in harmony, creating the most beautiful, cheerful swamp symphony. The green of the lily pads and the trees around the pond became deeper and more vibrant. The whole world seemed to sing along with them. Leo had brought harmony to the green world with his simple, steady beat. The next stripe was a peaceful, calming blue. It took Leo to a world high in the sky, where the ground was made of soft, fluffy clouds. Giant, shimmering bubbles floated gently all around him, as big as balloons. They drifted silently, each one reflecting the endless blue sky in its delicate surface. Leo saw a tiny baby bubble that was stuck under a heavy cloud and couldn't float up with its family. It wobbled and trembled, looking like it might pop. Leo gently blew a soft puff of air underneath it. He was very careful not to pop it, just to give it a little lift. The little puff of air was just enough. The baby bubble floated free, rising up to join the others. As it did, all the bubbles began to shimmer with an inner light, and the blue of the sky became deeper and more peaceful. Leo felt a sense of calm wash over him, as gentle as the floating bubbles. Leo then stepped onto the indigo stripe, a deep, dark blue like the night sky. He found himself in a quiet, magical forest where the trees were covered in twinkling indigo mushrooms. Tiny fireflies blinked on and off, but one little firefly near him had a light that was very faint and weak. The little firefly was trying to signal to its friends across a small stream, but its light was too dim for them to see. Leo wanted to help. He sat right behind the firefly, and his fluffy white chest fur caught the little bug's faint light, reflecting it and making it look much bigger and brighter. The other fireflies saw the signal. They flew over the stream to join their friend. As they reunited, their combined lights made the indigo mushrooms glow with a mysterious, beautiful light. The whole forest sparkled. Leo learned that even the smallest light can be powerful when it is shared with kindness. Finally, Leo reached the violet stripe, the very top of the rainbow. This world was quiet and smelled of lavender. It was a garden filled with sparkling, violet crystals that chimed softly in the breeze. Leo felt very peaceful here. He had visited every color and helped make each one shine brighter with his kindness. It was time to go home. The rainbow bridge transformed into a long, smooth slide. "Whee!" barked Leo as he slid down, down, down through all the beautiful colors he had visited. He zipped through the violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red, a fluffy ball of fur on a rainbow slide. He landed with a soft bounce in his very own garden, right as Lily came outside to look for him. He ran to her, his tail wagging, his heart full of colorful memories. He knew that kindness was the real magic, the secret that made the whole world and every rainbow shine its brightest.